Peninsula Place versus Amadou Diane.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Diane,
Yes, Your Honor.
how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Okay, so this is a motion, but was this a termination or non-payment? Non-payment. It's a non-payment. Okay, for 2565.81.
Can
How
I
much?
say
What's?
something, Your Honor, before we
Hang on,
go?
just a second. How much is owing?
1845.81.
1845.81. Okay. What did you want to say, Mr. Dan?
Yes, I had to write a letter to let you know a lot of stuff is wrong there. First off, it's been very hard communicating with staff. As far as I'm concerned, I shouldn't hold anything. Matter of fact, they I might be into the April rent that's a paid partial of. And the reason why I can tell you this, why is that 18? Because they've been misplacing my money order. And I tried to talk to Mr. Fink office like you ordered me to. The reason why they got a money order in the first place is you ordered me to deliver them the money in the office. They wouldn't take my payment. And I was very frustrated because I left work to deliver the money to them. They wouldn't take my payment and they wouldn't let me make online payment. So I left work on the 5th and I actually have that receipt here. And that's how they found it. And I keep kind of in contact and I'm being threatened to be evicted. That when the money is already paid for, I've been taking off work to be at a court. So all this money should already be on their site. And I had to tell them that I have the video of me delivered. They have to go find these money order and then post it on my account. They still haven't found all of them yet. I still have 2 receipts. They only posted 1 yet. And they say, I owe 18 something or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, everything is paid up for. This is what if they said that I owe something, I just want to know which month so we can get to that so I can be done with it because I got a lot going on in the head. And eviction is not something that I want to even think of right now.
Do you have money in escrow, Your Honor?
I have 500 in escrow. He paid 500 into escrow. So that would bring, even according to your balance, his balance down to 1345 or somewhere around there.
Yes, sir. 1845.81.
All right. So what do you want to do?
I'd like the money in escrow and I'd like you to sign my order of eviction. Unless he says he's gonna pay it.
All right.
I'm saying that you guys said that you guys need to look at the receipt and tell me which rent that was missed and that lead me to eviction that you said saying that I'm owing money because I pay everything. And this is before too, like you that I had to go to the office for almost like every day for them to look for that. We've been looking for it for
Mr.
like
Diane,
a month.
Mr. Diane,
Yes.
you're going to have to go down to the office with your receipts or contact Mr. Fink's office with your receipts of that you paid. Okay?
I did all of that. And then not only that, I have video too. And then I posted it in the thing and I dropped it off to record it because I know this was going to happen again. I'm moving so when my lease is over. I just don't want any time my record to just, go about my business because I've been doing too much already.
Mr. Diane.
Yes.
I'm going to release the escrow to them. So according to their balance, it's 1345.
But for which one? What I owe? I'm sorry, Your Honor, but
I'm going to let you talk, and I'm going to let you finish talking, and then I'm going to talk, and you're going to be quiet. So go ahead. Tell me what else you want to tell me now for the second time, like I can't understand.
I'm sorry because you just said 13. I just want that part to be understand that if they said that I owe money for what rent and for what, like because as far as I'm concerned, I deliver everything to them. So and like you said to go talk to the office people, I did talk to them, and not only that, I had a video of me delivering the mail in the day, and I have a receipt. I showed them they couldn't help me, so and that's why I'm lost about how can they help me now.
You done?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to release the money in escrow to the plaintiff. I need you to get your copies of your receipt or whatever you have and get those to Mr. Fink's office, the attorney, so they can take a look at it and talk with their client about it. You need to get that over to Mr. Fink's office as soon as possible. I'm going to sign the writ, but I'm going to indicate the writ cannot be executed before April 10th.
Yeah, you repeat back what I understand.
Yes.
He is going to provide me with any documentation of payments that he thinks my client missed.
Correct.
And then we'll check that out.
Correct.
May I say something?
Sure.
Yes. So how can I know what's missing if I don't like a payment was making a different form of the shape? Well, some was in the escrow, some was in the online, but for the most part, online, and I have made those payments to them, and they say that those payments are not in. I'm trying to know which they can tell me which payment I missed. If I can pay my part, money is like if they saying that I missed like February example, that's what rent that I do. Show me that, and then I'll just like show you the receipt of that. That's what I'm asking the court to do, and they're telling me to. This is why the issue is coming in about because
How much does he think the amount is off?
nothing. I'm partner. I paid everything, and matter of fact, that 500 that's in the escrow, that's going to like April. I pay all my rent, and like this was missing. We would look for it for a month, and I had to tell the
Mr. Diane, here's what I'm going to do. You're to be here April 8th, 9 a.m. for a hearing. You bring all the paper you have. You don't want to go down and see Mr. Fink. You don't want to do that. You want to try to overtalk me. You just come down here and you're going to have to show it. If it's not shown, a writ's going to issue that day. April 8th, 9 a.m. The escrow will still be released to the plaintiff.
Thank you.
This is not right.
Oh, I don't think you want to keep talking. Because I could just sign this writ and be done. I'm trying to give you a chance.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Don't say another word. April 8th, 9 a.m. Is that it for you?
Well, yeah, we had one more, Michael McFall, but I think I turned in a satisfaction.
What? About what? What case is it?
Your Honor, I just
I don't hold it, folks. I didn't call a case. So what do you? I don't know because I think Mr. Fink mentioned a name. The next thing you know, she came up.
I would just
And
like
then-
you to order the escrow released in a case number 0332 to the plaintiff. We turned in a satisfaction. We just need the escrow released now.
Okay, is that your case? What's your name? Okay, so you had a question, and I'm telling you, I don't have a case and I don't have a file in front of me because the satisfaction got turned in. What's your question?
So I posted 950 escrow. The escrow still hasn't been used, so I want to figure out what's going on with the escrow. I just looked at my ledger and it said that I owe $1,600 still because the escrow hasn't been added and they've already added.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
That's what he just asked.
Okay,
But
and then the other question that I had was they sent me a written file for eviction. I just want to make sure that's going to be off my face ever since that's satisfactory.
Yes, Your Honor, I can explain this to my client. And I just want to put on the record, Ms. McFall has requested that plaintiff turn her oral back on so she can
You're gonna email me.
take. I already did.
That's it.
Okay. But I can explain.
Charged the extra fee.
Yeah, she doesn't.
do you guys need me?
I
I mean, because if you don't need me, I can.
Are you okay with that?
So, Ms. McPhail, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna release the, ma'am, don't disrespect me, please. Come back up here. Come back up here.
Your Honor, reproach.
Yes. Just stay right there. Come on. I know you told me. I know. I understand. I'm just trying to explain to you what's gonna happen. So they filed All right. Just, Miss Bauer, hold on a moment. Look, young lady, I don't have a case in front of me. That's why it makes me difficult to say anything. But what everybody's telling me is the same thing, okay? And that is that you paid money in escrow. I remember you. How much do you have? You got 950 in escrow. When did she pay that into escrow? So the reason the escrow is still sitting with us is because we didn't get a request to release it. I wouldn't release your money unless either you told me to do that or Mr. Fink's office. So now I have the request. You're telling me to release it. I'm going to release it to them. It will get on your account. Okay? Then, Mr. Fink, you sent an email to him so she can get their portal reopened so that then she can pay her April rent. Because the 950 catch you up?
It'll give me a $295
Credit in April, right? Okay,
Good, so I'm gonna do it before I leave the court.
good enough. Okay?
I think Ms. McFall has really worked hard, and I think she just.
No, I know. And I remember her being up here. I remember her trying to get it through. And the problem is that when a satisfaction comes in, I don't get the case. That's why I don't have your case out here. And so the answer to your question is, we will get that escrow released. It'll be applied to your account. It's going to take a few days for it to get out of here. It'll be applied to your account. You should see it on your account. He's going to get your portal reopened, and then it's all going to be set. Okay? Any other question? Thank you. You have a good weekend. Hey, folks, if you could, I'm going to take about a 5 to 7.5 minute break. And I will come back because I want the rest of this day I want to continue to try to be a good person. And right now that might be a stretch. Okay? So I'm going to stand in recess. Everybody can remain seated.
Yep. Okay. Go! Will you hand me my screen box? Now go.
Carla Green versus Justin Mickle. And Antoinette Mickle. Yeah. All right. You guys are on the wrong side, but don't worry.
Oh.
All right.
Good job.
Your name? And Justin. And
My wife Antoinette.
okay. She can introduce herself. I don't know why. Got it. All right.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Where are you folks on this case?
Alright, well, I did speak to legal services as you requested, and they're not entirely, they don't know if they're gonna fully take the case on, but they do want to do some investigating about the housing voucher being taken like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
there must be some type of something illegal or something that happened, because they can't just do that, but they were asking for 2 weeks.
And so, Ms. Green, so that you understand, that was when I was sort of hesitating the last time. It's because it's unusual that all of a sudden their voucher goes away, right? And I'm not sure why that was. And I don't know if you know. You do?
Yeah, so I had working with them in October the 24th, she sent out an email saying that they're no longer with the state giving those vouchers out anymore. And so we showed them proof that we filled out the paperwork. And Mr. Nichols, me and him worked hand in hand. I don't understand that person from Section 8, person from Section 8. Well, they stated, Hugh, the director of the company, stated that Section 8 just said they closed the vouchers. Just like that. And so in October, they knew they had to contact legal aid. It's in writing. And so, I don't know, I kept on telling them, y'all gotta do something. Because Tracy even told them to contact legal aid back in October.
Tracy.
Tracy, their worker.
Okay.
They was in the, homeless shelter,
Gotcha.
for 2 years. But 2 years was up this February, even though last year it was 2 months. Last year, the, lease was up because they already had stayed a year, this made the second year, so the lease went to month. So in October, we was trying to work this out with in October, and she had just had her baby. And so I knew that he worked real hard, and it was so hard for him to delegate what he had going on. And so now we're here. I gave a 30-day notice in January.
No, I see.
And I just
Okay.
believe we should please.
No, I know. And so where are you guys in reference to moving?
Sir, we have put in at least 24 applications. And the housing size that we need, they're wanting me to pay, I can pay, $1,600 to $2,000, but they want me to make 3 times the rent. They want my credit score to be a 675. So they keep denying me. And the places that will accept me, I don't have Section 8. So they don't even want to deal with me, even though it's just like, I just can't take my family, like I explained to Carla, I just can't take my family and just be out the house.
Okay, so go ahead.
It's okay to say something else?
No, go ahead.
And at first, the housing voucher was going good, but then at first they didn't want to deal with the program because they were asking too many questions or whatever the reason. I don't know what the reason was, because the communication should have been between my landlord and my caseworker, Tracy Bundley, but she was not communicating with her due to a disagreement between the two parties, and we were just,
Judge, we were hanging in the balance, basically, between the two. We didn't know half of the information that was being stated, from our worker, because she was not coming in, talking with us, giving us information that we needed to have until she wanted us to sign something. That's when she would come and bring us paperwork, and we sign it.
Where, with this worker, where's this worker from?
She's from, Rapid Rehousing, the program.
and she just got a promotion.
Well, I don't care about that. What I'm worried about,
Judge, honestly, if I don't have a housing voucher, I'm really.
no, I know. Well,
I
that
have
was,
9 people.
well, that was, listen, I've been doing this work for a while, and that was the one thing that I realized when you guys were on last time. If you don't have a voucher, I don't know how you house 9 people. You want your house back, which would be fine, and maybe a whole lot easier if they have a voucher. Go ahead.
Actually, I don't want to deal with the voucher. That's what she was saying.
No. It doesn't matter whether you want to deal with it. It's where they go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you even keeping them. The problem is, in the normal circumstance, what would happen is you'd want them out. They had a voucher. Let's say they just had a family of 3. You have a voucher, then they have to go and they can find a place, basically relocating that voucher and move in. Problem here is, I got more people trying to move them and no voucher. Because if what you want, if that voucher was improperly taken in some way, then what you want becomes a whole lot easier to accomplish. Because otherwise what's going to happen is, let's say they don't move, then you're going to be paying to pay somebody to move them out of that house. I don't think you want to do that either. Let me ask you this. Because right now, I'm inclined to give the adjournment to let them investigate it, because this doesn't sound right. The whole thing just doesn't sound right to me. That all of a sudden they say, we're not doing those vouchers anymore. If you had to, how much was rent, the base rent when the voucher was paying? Not, I don't care who was paying it.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
was a voucher.
Can I say something?
What do you mean there never was?
He had got something for his voucher. We were going through stages of getting the inspection done and so we can be able to start using. He never got to use his voucher.
They,
at all.
so he never was issued a voucher.
He never got to use.
That's a whole different ballgame. So,
I'm sorry, sir. I was issued the voucher based on them doing the inspection of the place. Now, the first time they did the inspection, when Section 8 did the inspection, they counted it as an initial inspection, even though we had already been there.
well, hold on, because you guys now have me confused. There was never, so you never got a Section 8 payment.
No,
She was getting paid through rapid rehousing. They were paying,
Yeah, but they're only gonna pay for a certain period.
And like, the period was up in
February of
February. February of this year was their last payment.
was the last payment of the rapid rehousing, because then what should have taken over is you should have gotten your voucher, that should have been in place, and that you should have been doing.
and sir, that
But
was the reason.
well, no, hold on. So that's where it was confusing in my mind. So you got paid by rapid rehousing, but you never got paid on a voucher.
Never.
Because you weren't issued a voucher.
I was issued a voucher.
He wasn't issued a voucher that really made it a voucher, so they never started paying it off. Only payment-
You didn't get a payment if they paid in February, you didn't get a payment in March.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And so, I'm sorry. So Your Honor, what I was trying to tell them as well is, so rapid rehousing, they only let you stay there for 2 years.
Gotcha. And there's no lease at this point.
And the reason there was no lease because Section 8, the only reason we were given this house, due to the amount that we had to pay to move in and due to the high, they usually don't pay this much when it comes to rent, but they did because
Okay,
the voucher was gonna take over.
right.
That's
But-
why there was no lease after
Okay,
last
but-
year.
Now, hold on a moment. So the problem is so what I said before, what makes it easier for the landlord is if you have a voucher. It also makes it easier for you in terms of moving. That's fine if you had a voucher and somebody may have taken it and done something with it, because then it could potentially be reinstated, you could move, they get their house, everything's fine. Problem here is, what I'm hearing is there actually was never a voucher. So you don't really have that voucher to take, like somebody can't come along and say, oh, mistake. You still have your voucher and then move. That's not what this case was. Because understanding that now, that's a whole different thing.
We had got a paper in the mail, sir, that said, the time has passed to use your housing vouchers. Like I said in the beginning, she didn't even want to take the program due to whatever was.
Well, she didn't have to take it. I mean,
But, and, so when I talked to her, basically, I'm like, it's the house that I need, and I spoke to her, father, as a husband, it's like, this is what I need, whatever I need to do, I'm willing to do it. She was like, okay, we'll take it. And then so we started the process again because they wanted me to find another house rather than a house that I was in. Still.
okay, just listen. All of that will be fine, except for the fact that the cold-hearted reality in this is you're going to have to move. It just becomes a rougher journey for you because I don't think that voucher, there isn't a voucher. So to understand where my head was at initially, had there been a voucher and somebody says, okay, we're not paying, or we're stopping it for whatever reason, that's not how that would work, where they come along and say, we're not doing it anymore, right? That's not how that would work.
They also took it because on our part, it was turned in on time, but they turned the paper in late when it came to.
Well, I can't go back and do anything with that. The only thing that I can say is there wasn't a voucher. All right. Had they been paid, but they were being paid through a different program. They weren't being paid on the voucher. Had they been paid on the voucher, then I would say, okay, I'm adjourning this out because we got to find out what happened to that thing. And it's going to make it easier on everybody. Right now, this is a circumstance where I don't know that the adjournment is going to do anything because I don't think anybody's going to issue a voucher in 2 weeks.
I just wanna give them time to investigate, that's all.
Well, but the investigation isn't gonna, you got paid in February.
She had contacted us, that both of us know, Tracy, that they've been expired for the program. They give you 2 years to sit on this program, and after February was the deadline. So she emailed us in October.
To tell us it would expire. And then your last payment came in February.
My wife offered her a payment in March. She said,
I
we don't
did not
want
text
any
them.
partial payment.
They said they didn't want no partial payment.
And we didn't say it was gonna be
All
a
right,
partial
look,
payment.
okay, I get it.
I had been asking her, what if we could pay the $2,600, could we stay? Well, I just wanna sell the house. Well, if there's a first homeowners program that we could get into, cause I said it's gonna be hard.
Okay, I know, I hear you, and all of that's fine, except that they're gonna be entitled to their property. The real question is how much time is it gonna take you guys to move? And I know, and given the circumstances, that's a hard question to even begin
I
to try to
couldn't give
answer.
you an answer, cause we've been trying to move since.
Okay, let me try from the other end. I give you a judgment.
As soon as possible. Your Honor, when they came to.
Okay, but look, folks, here's the problem. Do you have the money to pay to move, to have people move them out? Because that's what has to happen.
It's gonna cost me less to have them moved out versus me waiting months and months. This is costing me, I'm falling deeper and deeper.
You guys are not,
My property, I did the proper things to get it back. Did I do the right thing to get my property back? Did I follow the right channels?
But did you say you were gonna understand, because you've been in this position before? Did you just say that to my house, to me and my wife, talk to my kids? Yes,
This
you
is my
did.
first time renting this house out. This is my last.
But,
She's talking about the being homeless part.
folks,
as soon as I.
you guys can go back and forth, and it doesn't matter.
I understand.
It really doesn't matter. All right, the cold hard reality is I don't think you understand how much it would cost to empty a house, because all of that stuff would be out there. I understand that you're going out of the world backwards. I also understand that if you don't get all of that property out of the house, then that's going to be a problem on you. Okay? You, on your side, don't understand that you're going to have to figure out something.
We're just gonna be homeless again.
Okay,
So we want
I
to
don't, listen. There is not a good answer to any of this for either side, because you don't want to keep going into the hole financially, right? You got to find a place to put your family. But there isn't an issue for me to try in the case. The issue is going to be how much time to try to give to not cause more of a burden on the landlord to do what they have to do, and at the same time give you guys an ample opportunity to do what you got to do.
Because when I went down to the court, they told me this was the legal way to do it, and I would have 7 to 10 days. And I feel like in October, this was already on the floor.
What do you mean?
When I went to go file and keep my property, I've been sitting in the courtroom and been issuing out writs for 10 days and 7 days. Like, where did my right come in? I don't know the rights to this. That's why I was asking the question. When I went down to file the paperwork, they told me these are the proper channels to do.
I'm not saying that you didn't follow the proper channels. Did I say any of that?
No, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking you to understand.
Well, was there a lease? Was there a lease?
Yeah, when we first moved in,
Yeah.
was, February, 18th, 2024. Sorry.
And so when did it expire?
February 2024.
But it says 2025 on the paper.
That's because I never did this before. They told me to put the date at the courthouse.
Who told you to put that date at the courthouse?
Courthouse on Michigan Ave. And I filled out the paperwork. So it's been month to month since last year, February 24th. It's
Okay, so first of all, where's the other notice to quit?
I got some more. Would you like the rest of them?
Well, no, because here's the problem. You keep trying to say that you did everything proper, but now that I'm looking at this, I don't have the notice to quit and how it was served on. The notice to quit to recover property, the very first document, I don't have the one that has the proof of service.
Well, I turned that back into the court along with this receipt.
Ma'am?
Saying that,
Ma'am, I'm looking at the court copy. I'm looking at what you turned into the court. What I'm telling you is I do not have it. When was the notice to quit served?
yours proof of service, January 28th.
Where's the proof of service? What do you mean January 28th? This isn't the proof of service. This copy that you gave me, right back, that copy doesn't have the proof of service on it either.
When you say proof of service, the proof that the papers were filed, or the proof that the papers was given to them?
The proof that you served the notice to quit to recover possession of property.
Yes, it is. They told me to bring that the receipt after the served. This is the,
Let me see what she's holding up there.
this the filing paper.
I don't know what you're holding up. No, that's a receipt. There's a notice. Here it is, but it's not signed. I don't have a proof of service.
So I took it in and we go.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
I had to prove that it was mailed by the server, by the U.S. Postal Service. That's what you're talking about, the served paper. I had that in the car. It's in my purse.
What was served? Okay, I'm showing, so the record's clear, the notice to quit to recover possession of the property. It has a move-out date of February 28, 2025. It says on here that you certify this is filled out on the 14th of January, that you served this on Dustin Mickles. Doesn't say you served it on the other party, so I don't know what that's going to do. And you say you served it by first-class mail addressed to that person. Problem is,
Because
I don't, what rest of what paperwork?
the rest of the paperwork where I did go down to the courthouse and they put, I had to show them the receipt of the postal service that I had.
This would, yeah, ma'am, I don't know what you're talking
I'm talking about is the papers were served. The papers even got a contact. After I served the papers, I had to go take courthouse a proof of service with the postal receipt and everything.
about. I don't know why you would have to take a proof of service on this.
To make sure that it gets served.
That's with the, that's gonna be a different
They
other
just got to have
filing.
Jamie Moore deliver it or have the postal service deliver it. But make sure they got it. That's why they're here today in court. They got the notice. So I don't understand what's wrong at this point. They got the notice. That's why we're here.
I have to have a proof of service that they had adequate notice. I see that document, but I don't have a proof of service regarding the notice.
Can I go get it right in person?
What's it gonna tell me?
It's gonna take the proof of services that you said we need
For what document?
for the court document paper that we filled out, sir.
Okay, you
That's
filled
why we're
out,
here.
you,
If it wasn't filled out correctly, why are we here?
because everybody would have sent notice out. You have no idea what I'm talking about. The notice to quit, you have shown me a copy of the notice to quit. Pull out your copy of the paperwork.
Can I go get it from the car?
Pull out your copy of the paperwork that you just showed.
What I'm telling you is this paperwork.
You know what? Go out to your car. You just don't listen, and you're gonna go all the way out there, you're gonna come back, and I'm gonna tell you, it's not what I'm looking for. But you go ahead, hardhead, you go ahead and do it. You guys have a seat, court's gonna stand in recess.
Outside of here. That wasn't it.
State of Michigan is back in session with the Honorable Jason.
Come on up. Recall the case of Green versus Michaels. Parties are present. Ma'am, hand my bailiff what you want to show me. This is what I knew you were going to go out and get. That's not it. Proof of service for summons and complaint. I'm not talking about the proof of service for summons and complaint. Because you weren't listening, you wasted all of our time. I knew you weren't going to bring it to me. The notice is defective. Or you have a document someplace that you did not file with the court. One of the two. In your other paperwork, I see it, but it is not filled out. It doesn't tell me what I would need to tell anyone. The copy that I have in the court file also does not show when the notice to quit was served.
Here, she said it looks like everything was ready to go. She said,
I don't know what lawyer you're talking about.
the lawyer that I ran down, she left out the courtroom. I said, I need my property. I just want to make sure you know that she looked at the paperwork. She said, make sure we're 10 days. If not, contact me. Because this is new to me too. It's unfair that I have to go through this.
Ma'am, please don't talk about unfairness. Really, don't talk about unfairness. I've tried for the last half hour to try to tell you what I don't have. You keep trying to pound that square peg into a round hole, telling me, yes, I do have it. I keep trying to tell you that you don't. I keep trying to specifically tell you what you don't have, and you're not listening to me. Then you decide what you want to do is you want to walk all the way out to your car to get it, and I know what you're going to, and you're talking about the Postal Service, I know exactly what you're going to bring back to me. But you keep saying you want to go out there, so I'm going to let you go out there. You walked all the way out there. They sat here and waited. I went back, waited for you to come back. I knew exactly what you were going to show me. And it's not what I'm talking about. So if you want to talk about being unfair, it's that you don't want to listen. You want to try to make something out of something that's not. I'm just going to say this once. If I don't have the proper proof of service on the notice to quit, that is an improper notice to quit. This is a court of statutory, well, these cases are statutory. For me to obtain subject matter jurisdiction over the case, I have to have a proper notice to quit. As of this moment, I do not have a proper notice to quit. I think that maybe there is a possibility the defect in the notice to quit can be corrected. I don't know that for sure. I somehow doubt it because you've shown me the blank one and it wasn't filled out properly and not submitted to the court. And so, if I don't have a proper notice to quit, the only thing that I can do, since I have not acquired subject matter jurisdiction over the case, would be to dismiss your case. In fairness to you, or to try to be fair to you, if you'll listen, I will give you an opportunity to correct that. If it is not corrected when we get back here, on the adjourn day, I will be dismissing the case, so that nobody is surprised. If it is corrected, then I will be proceeding with the case. So I'm going to adjourn the matter to April 18, 2025, 1 p.m., giving you one opportunity to correct the defects in your pleadings. That is all I've got to say. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. Today is a an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Green, we're going to start bringing people in for gonna learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it? Okay.
No patience for that. At the end of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.